Hi you guys, so it is Tuesday morning. I was out the door. I had one foot out the door to leave for work, and my employer called and said that they didn't need me this early, so I kind of got the morning off, which is really exciting because I have been, sorry, I was fixing my hair. I've been on the go, on the go, on the go. It feels like I haven't had a day to myself, so it's nice. My daughter's at school. My husband's at work. He is working 410s in the city, so I don't even see him half the time. So I've really neglected my house. So I thought today we would do a clean with me. I mean, I have neglected everything. My carpets are a mess. He had a major accident. Where is he? On my brand new carpets. Well, they're only like 2 years old, and until I can get a carpet cleaner, it just is what it is right now. But I have no work this morning. Yay me. So I'm gonna film a, lost my train of thought. And the reason I'm filming a clean with me is because I have a catastrophe story. So last night I came home from work. It was like 4:30. I decided to put a pot of vegetable soup on. I'm the only one who likes it. My husband's not a real big soup guy. Story of my life. All men, you know, they hate soup, whatever. I'm like, yes. So I ate a bowl of it. It's very hearty and filling. I don't do any meat in mine. I do a full vegetarian. I'm pretty sure would be, is it vegan? I literally don't think I have anything in it that's not. So it almost is like a vegan meal. Let me put you down here. I also broke my brand new tripod, which really pisses me off. So I don't know how I'm going to film this today, because my old tripod, the reason I got the new tripod was because the old one was also broke. But my brand new one snapped in half. Please don't touch that, kitty. So my soup is completely vegan. If I probably should share that recipe, because it's always good to have vegetarian and vegan options throughout the week. Because it's not that meat's, it is what it is. It's just good to have some veggie meals. So I was so excited, and knew it was time for bed. It was like 9:30. I tried to go to bed very early because I'm up by 6, sometimes 5:30, sometimes even earlier than that, just depends. And I was being greedy as a hog. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna have one little mug, like a small mug of soup before bed. I'll have a nice full tummy. I won't wake up hungry, because I don't usually eat like and get into bed, because I know it's really not good for my stomach. I have really bad indigestion. That's my cat's tail. I went to pull out the soup and get myself a glass of iced tea, the Arizona iced tea. It wasn't open yet, and it slipped out of my hand, exploded, went from one end of my kitchen to the other, up on my ceiling, on my carpet that's already a mess. When I tell you guys the mess was incredible, it was the biggest mess I have ever seen in my life. It took me, I'm not exaggerating, 2 hours, 4 beach towels, 3 mops, and it's still not done. So actually, in reality, having the morning off worked itself out. So I'm going to get a little caffeine in me. I was ready to leave. I have a full face on. I wouldn't even have gotten dressed this morning. I would have just went into cleaning, but it all worked out. So I'll have a video, and I will get my house clean. I have neglected my house. I also need to pull out my fall decor. So let's get into this very long intro into my cleaning video. I have not done a cleaning video in so long. So right off the bat, I'm just going to address my horrendous roots. Don't judge me. I'm trying to fix my hair and heal it. And in the process, they look hideous from behind. But thank God I don't have to look at myself from behind. So that's not my problem, what's going on back there. Now that we got that out of the way, let's move on. So I'm sorry, you guys. I just had to say something because I didn't realize how horrible they looked until I saw myself in this video. I'm hoping it's just a shitty lighting. So let's move on. So I needed to get some things done for the fall. My husband, if you don't know, is working 4 10-hour days in New York City. So he is traveling for work. He is staying in the city 4 days a week. And I have kind of neglected the house because I'm also commuting to work. So we just have had a busy summer, and usually he's home by 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock before this job started, and it was like normal life, and I would clean in the afternoons. It's just been a whirlwind and something that we have to just get used to for the next couple of years. So yes, I needed to get some things done. I don't really love stainless steel, you guys. If you're here from like years back from my original house, I had just normal, regular white appliances, which sometimes I miss. I actually sometimes miss my old house. I had a little tiny 800 square foot, I guess what you would call like a vacation home, because it really wasn't meant for year round, like the insulation, none of it. And a lot of the homes in Cape May are meant for summer homes. So they're not well insulated, they're not well anything. But the house we lived in for almost 11 years was our home. You know what I mean? So it was very difficult to transition into a new home. And that little house used to take me maybe an hour to do, literally top to bottom, and we doubled in size, so it's a lot longer to keep up with this house. Luckily, it's just me, and I have only my teenage daughter living at home and my husband, but things do get messy. I feel like I look at the house and I'm like, how are all adults living here? Like, what is going on that we are so messy? So I just had to get this all squared away, get my kitchen looking better. And I love doing like little updates and voiceovers whenever I do these cleaning videos. They're very few and far between. I used to do them a lot on my channel. I just like that I have a little bit of a lifestyle channel where I feel like you guys can relate to me. So if you're new, I should have introduced myself. I'm Charlie. I don't think I did in the beginning. And if you're new or this is the first time seeing my videos, these are the types of videos I do. I usually do a lot of fashion and makeup and things like that. And every once in a while, I'll throw something in here that pertains to my actual like life. And yeah, I am just like everyone else. I get a little messy and forgetful and just tired and lazy. My husband's job is so physically and mentally demanding. So when he does get home, unfortunately, those few days are kind of like recuperating days where he has to just like give his body a break, and he's exhausted more mentally than anything. He's taken on a much higher position at work, so he is just exhausted all the time. And while it is financially helping our family, it can be very exhausting mentally and hard when you want to spend time with your partner. But you know what? Little sacrifices for your family, it's just what we all have to do and pull our weight, and that's what we're doing. However, you guys, up in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, I don't know if you live anywhere in like Cape May, Delaware, Maryland, Philly, any of these areas. Apparently there is a vampire museum. Has anyone been that lives near these areas? I'm going to link any information I have in the description for you guys to check it out. I'm hoping to maybe go in the next weekend or two, and now apparently they're only open on weekends. So I am so excited. My husband and I don't get to do a lot on the weekends. Like I said, he's always recuperating or just trying to catch up on sleep, whatever. I mean, we did a lot of concerts. We did a lot this summer, actually. Probably one of the best summers we've had in a long time. However, it's slowing down a little bit, you know, the lazier winter days. So we want to fit in some things before summer is officially over. And I saw there was a vampire museum. Now, if you don't know a lot about me, I kind of inherited that weirdo side of vampires and witches and, you know, fanciful things and, real life, you guys. See, my dog started barking because Amazon was dropping off school supplies. Anyway, Faye, anything like that, I adore. Now, Twilight is one of my favorite movies. Do not come for me. I also do like a lot of other movies like that. That's just one of my favorites. Game of Thrones, literally one of my favorite things in the whole world. My mom was the biggest Anne Rice fan, and I believe right before she died, she was reading one of the newer Anne Rice books that she never got to finish, which breaks my heart. And at this time in my life, I kind of wish I knew what it was so that I could read it for her. However, I am a big fan of anything fantasy, high fantasy, world building, anything like that. Sarah J. Maas, the Iron Flame books, I am in love with. I did start the Interview with the Vampire series. I only got 2 episodes in, so I'm really excited to finish it. When I was a little girl, like I said, my mom was big into that, and she thought that I could handle watching Interview with the Vampire. I must have been about 8 years old, and it terrified me. I don't know why. It just scared me half to death. Same with Jurassic Park. For some reason, she thought I could handle that, and I very much could not. But I did inherit that side of her, my Stevie Nicks, witch, just all that I just love, and I feel like it is just so fun. And you can, if you're not a fan of sci-fi or fantasy, you just don't understand. But luckily, my husband's actually getting into it, and what got him into it is Game of Thrones. If you have not seen that, you must be living under a rock if you haven't. It is so good, you guys. And House of Dragon, I don't know which one I like better. I think Game of Thrones only because it's a lot longer and there's much more character building and you just feel very close to the characters. However, they're both equally really, really, really good. So yeah, we also watched The Sopranos recently. Now, I never got to see it. I was a little too young when they first came out. Oh my God, it was a time. That last episode about took us out. We almost fell on the floor. We sat there for 10 minutes, our mouths catching flies. We could not believe it. So if you've seen it, I'm not going to spoil it, but if you know, you certainly know it was a doozy. So we've just been picking up, that's kind of what we do at night. We've been just picking up shows and movies and spending time, and it's just a lot of fun. It's something silly, but it's intimate and it's quiet and something we get to do together. We pick shows. I just introduced him to Mindhunter on Netflix. I had already seen the series, but I didn't mind rewatching it. That's how good it is. Oh my God, he loved it. I loved it. Rewatching it, I found like even more clues, and it's just easier to kind of follow when you rewatch the show because there's so much information. It's basically about how the FBI created the behavioral science unit and all the interviews with the serial killers. It's fascinating, and it's loosely based on a true story from, oh goodness, I don't remember the guy's name. John Douglas, maybe? I don't know. It's really good if you haven't seen it. I tried to get him to watch Aquarius, the one about Charles Manson with the guy from X-Files, but he just couldn't get into it. So now I'm thinking, because we're big into Westerns too, we watched 1883, Yellowstone, all of them. We really like it. I'm thinking maybe Westworld. I feel like it's the best of both worlds. You get a little touch of fantasy with a little bit of the Western feel. I'm thinking he may like it. I watched the first season, so I'm excited to see and introduce him to that and see what he thinks. And if you guys have any shows that you highly recommend, movies, definitely let me know. I haven't got to see Longlegs yet. I'm definitely waiting to rent that from home. I'm going to go see Beetlejuice either this week or the following weekend in theaters. And I just recently watched that movie The Deliverance with Audrey Day. Oh my God. And it had Glenn Clover. What the hell's her name? Oh God, you guys, I said her name wrong. I'll put it up on the screen. Is it Glenn Clover? Is that her name? I don't know. And it had Monique in it. Oh my God, it was so good. It was a little weird at the end and a little over the top, but it was really good. I felt like it did a really good depiction of showing a single mother struggling in poverty and like not wanting to abuse her kids, but alcohol kind of takes over her life. It was really, really good. But I'm also a Reformed Catholic, so I have a very weird obsession with any type of deliverance movies, exorcisms, religious movies. I watched all those shows. Evil is one of my favorites about like that side of religion, but I don't want to talk too much about that. The only show I can't seem to get him on board with is Stranger Things. Man, you guys, I'm so excited for the new season. I just can't wait. So yeah, that's just been like here and there things that have been going on. Not too much, not too little. Saw a couple concerts this summer. Stevie Nicks is coming up in 2 weeks here. Let's pray to God she doesn't cancel, because I noticed she canceled quite a few concerts this year. I don't know what's going on, except that she is 76 years old. I mean, my God, she doesn't look it, so it's hard to wrap your head around how old she is. She's the same age as my grandmother. Not that there's anything wrong with that. People are living much fuller, longer lives these days, but it is incredible that she's 76 years old performing. So I'm so nervous, less excited and more nervous. So we shall see what happens. I saw Cameron Marlowe. That was a literal shit show, you guys. Oh my God. If you want to hear what happened that night, I was so disappointed. Himself, he's an amazing singer. He was probably the best singer I've heard live in a long time. But I literally had men jumping over my head, and I'm not exaggerating. I don't know how to other than sit down and tell you what happened maybe with the Get Ready Me. It was ridiculous. And there's my dog barking. Oh my God, he looks crazy. We saw Tim McGraw this summer. He was fantastic. And we went to Whiskey Meyer, and boy, you guys, I don't know what the heck's going on with them, but they changed a lot of their songs. It sounded very different, and I noticed a lot of people left. The entire section I was in left. It was kind of uncomfortable and weird, and to be honest with you, we left too. They sounded great, but none of their songs sounded like what you hear on the radio or on Spotify. It was really bizarre and kind of upsetting. And then this November, for my daughter's 18th birthday, we're going to go see Cody Johnson. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but they are, so I am happy to see him if that's what makes them happy. But you guys, I'm so nervous about this Stevie Nicks concert. I'm really hoping everything goes real well. So yes, I'm just getting everything kind of prepared for fall, getting my decor out. Same decor as every year. I didn't buy anything new this year. I don't need anything new. I am thinking about slowly starting to visit like estate sales, thrift stores, and possibly yard selling to find the type of decor that I'm looking for. When I first moved up here, I struggled with living up here and the idea of it being like forever. So I really was like resistant to decorating, which kind of upset my husband, but now I'm like regretting it because some of the stuff I bought isn't like a representation of really who I am. So it's definitely time for me to realize that I won't be going anywhere anytime soon, and I need to make this feel more like me. And I feel like the only place I can find the pieces that I'm looking for are thrifting or estate sales. And here's just everything that I did today. You've seen most of this stuff if you've watched any of my other decor videos. Yeah, so I'm going to start looking for stuff that just represents me. And a long-term goal that my husband and I are working on right now is that we would love to get a camper so that we can start camping. Okay, you guys, so I am moving on to go clean my downstairs bathroom because it's been neglected because we haven't had company. But I wanted to show you these bleach and blue 4-packs that last 16 months. Well, they don't last 16 months, but I can attest they last the longest. You get 4 for $12 or $13, and while it is a little bit pricey, they last. I bought 2 boxes in the last year. I mean, and I have 3 toilets in my house, so I absolutely think these are worth it. They keep the urine smell away, and it kind of like stretches the in-between cleaning, which you shouldn't be doing, but you know what I mean. So absolutely recommend them. And I got a carpet rake. Not sure how I feel about it because I feel like it's doing a little more damage than I would be. I feel like it's doing damage to the carpet. I don't know if I'm not using it correctly or if my dogs just don't shed enough. But so far, the only place that I've been using it is my steps. And it seems to do a really good job on the lower carpet. On the carpet that's a little thicker, it doesn't do as good. Okay, you guys, I'm going to end this here. Here it is, this rake that I'm not sure if I'm using correctly. Not sure if I actually like it. I'm glad it wasn't too expensive. But yeah, like I was saying, our next long-term goal here is saving up for a camper. We love camping, and we just love the idea of having it to travel with. We're just excited to see what we can do. Yeah. Oh, and I bought my lease. I was able to just keep my lease. I was really, really nervous about it, but I was able to keep it. Oh, there goes my hand. And I just took over as like a car payment, and now my car will be paid off in 5 years. I'm so thrilled. I just bought the lease. You guys, the idea of keep getting cars, like I can't figure out what leasing is for. The more I think about it, the more it's just like really a waste of money. Every time you go get a car, you got to put a down payment down and you got to reconfigure numbers. I just want to keep my car, let it drive till the wheels fall off, because materialistic shit, I have realized as I've gotten older, means nothing to me, and my car drives just fine. And the idea of having to get something brand new every 4 years or every 3 years, whatever it is just like exhausting to me. So luckily it all worked out and I was able to buy my lease. But that's everything that's been going on, you guys. Not much, but a lot at the same time. I hope you enjoyed this. I would love you to stick around and subscribe, and I'll see all of my beautiful friends in the next video. If you have any questions for me, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll link all my social media. And I love you and thank you all for your support.